I was in a clothes store the other day, Gucci on 57th Street, and next to me as I tried on a shirt was Ryan Gosling unexpectedly. And beside him, I guess they must be friends, there's George Clooney. Yeah. And what were they doing? Well, hanging out, I suppose. George was a bit to the side, buying a tuxedo for the Oscars. Ryan, this is of more interest, well, he was right beside me, trying on shirts himself, like I was, in fact, trying on the same shirt that I was. I know, who would have thought? But that's what happened. This is a true story. It happened on Tuesday. Now, I asked the sales representative, how do I look? And she says, and I quote her, "You look really good," in such a plain voice with no exaggeration. And then Ryan does the same, more charmingly. He asks the same question of the same sales representative of the same shirt. How do I look? And she says, "You look really good." So I say to Ryan, she gave us both the same compliment. Did you notice that? We both look really good. That's interesting, don't you think? Ryan shrugs and sneers. He didn't think that that was interesting. So I say, well, imagine the two of us in a line with no shirt on at all. You look better than I do. However, by wearing the same shirt, what I gain is more than what you gain, and we end up about as attractive, more or less, as one another. I catch up to you, and we both look really good. Ryan doesn't agree with this, he says, and he turns to the sales representative and he asks her directly, "Is that what you meant when you paid us both the same compliment, that we look about as good as one another?" And she says, "No, that's not what I meant." She says, "If you're a beautiful man, shirts will look really good on you. Whereas if you're not as attractive to start with, well, fewer shirts, but still some, may look really good on you." And so you can have two people, one better looking than the other, and it can be true that the same shirt looks really good on both people, but which doesn't mean the shirt evens things up. Oh, okay, I see. I feel a little discouraged by this, but I say, okay, that sounds right, I get it. She hasn't finished, however. She has more to say. She says, "When I say a shirt looks really good on someone, what I mean is really good given how you look to start with. I take that into account. I'm not expecting too much of a transformation, in other words." Ryan says, "I think I get what you're saying, but did he? Did he understand her?" Ryan now takes off the shirt. He's shirtless now, and the sales lady says, "Would you like to buy that one?" And Ryan says, "No, I don't think so." And she says, "Why?" And he says, "Well, if that shirt looks really good on that guy," and he's pointing at me, "shouldn't it look better on me, great on me, given that I look better than he does, that I look great relative to him? So I don't think I'll get it." She looks puzzled. Instead, he puts on a new shirt, a shirt I should have taken a photo of. I didn't think to, but this one looked really good on him. And he asks her, the sales lady, "How do I look?" And she says, wistfully as in a dream, "Great, it looks great on you." And then he takes the shirt off, and I say, "Ryan, can I try that on, that shirt? Would you mind?" "Sure," he says, "thanks." So I wear it, and I ask the sales lady, "How do I look?" And she says, "That shirt looks great on you." So technically, the same compliment in words that Ryan got, though with a surprise that turned into encouragement. Anyway, Ryan seems annoyed again that we'd received the same compliment, and so he presses her. "Looks great? What do you mean by that?" And she says, "Well, when I say that a shirt looks great, what I mean is you look as good in that shirt as you can reasonably expect to look in a shirt, in any shirt. You look great. You see, that's all I mean." I think in all of these compliments, she's imagining a line, a measure of how good you look. Now, at one end, let's say down there, you look awful. Whereas at the other end, up there, you look terrific. So that's the line, awful to terrific. And then the compliment, that shirt looks great, means here's where you started, let's say, and with this shirt, you're now here. You've moved along the line this much towards the ideal. And so it's the increment, the shift that looks great is referring to. And therefore, Ryan might begin here without the shirt, and I might say begin here, further back. And you look great can be applied to both of us as a measure of the incrementation, in each case, the extent to the shift towards the ideal. Now, the further back you are at the start, I mean before the shirt, the more you need to shift because of the shirt to receive the same compliment. That shirt looks great. So I'm here at the start and I need to move quite far, in fact, to get that compliment. Whereas Ryan, let's say he begins here, he just needs a short movement to receive, well, the same compliment. Okay? I know I am in the weeds here. Have you ever been inside of a clothing store? And was someone famous there at the time with you? And did you try on clothes near them? Maybe the same clothes that they did? And ask the salesperson, how do I look? Just as they did? And did you receive the same compliment they did? Something like that? Well, if so, leave a comment to let me know.